What was that sneeze? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Say Something podcast. I'm your host, Rick Grease. This is your co-host, Jah. What up, Jah?
What it do?
That's a nice little, neat little background that you got there.
I don't know. I don't even know what this is. I just randomly saw it, and I'll just choose it. It looks like, why is it like cartoony?
Got that 1995 Windows Microsoft Paint app.
Oh my god, I know. If I don't move enough to the podcast, I might freeze and go into like the little snake maze. Remember that back in the day, the little screensaver?
Anyway, we hope y'all had a great Mother's Day. All the mothers out there this weekend.
All the mothers and the mother. I'm just kidding.
The mother. No,
The mother effers. I'm just kidding.
We hope.
Talking to you.
Hope y'all had a good weekend with that. Before we get started, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Watching on Facebook, please share and comment. And this is going to be the last month that we're doing this on Facebook. So if you enjoy the podcast and want to keep watching it, you're going to have to watch on YouTube. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody got YouTube. If you don't, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. Huh?
So we're moving to YouTube officially?
Exclusively YouTube next month.
No. It's news to me.
Yeah.
I'm just
But anyway, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into today. Oh, hope y'all enjoyed the cooking last week in the kitchen with us, because them tacos was busting. I had like 5 tacos. I wasn't even supposed to eat that much, but all I had to eat the whole day, so it was good. So good.
Hey, celebrate your small victories, because usually you would have about 12 tacos.
Yes, because tacos are one of my favorite. I would literally eat 10 or 12, 8 minimum.
Here's the thing. It sounds fat and it sounds like a lot, but it's really not that hard to do. It's not that much when you think about it. Like, some like tacos, you can have 10 and be like, okay, I'm good now. Like, it's not that much.
Yeah, and I don't stuff my tacos like some people on the show. I only put like 1 spoonful of meat. My tacos be looking braille compared to yours. Jane, you got fat jumbo tacos.
Hey, but I don't eat as much as you, though.
Well, that's why. 2 or 3 of my tacos is like 1 of yours.
Okay, no, you do the
most. Anyway, we'll go ahead and jump right in today for the first topic. I know a lot of people have been watching on the news and reading online about the COVID unemployment benefits ending in certain states. I believe it's up to 9 states that are going to be ending it. I don't have the exact list with me, but I know like, what was it? Like South Carolina, Arkansas, I want to say Mississippi, and a couple other ones.
Went to the red states, I know.
Yeah, they're ending at $300 extra per week. That's I hope people prepared in those states, either by, if you can, saving some of that money, or actually finding jobs or whatever. But I don't want to dive too much into it, like real deep, because this is going to run into one of our other topics that we have for today. But I just think it's messed up that they're ending that little $300. That little $300 a week is not hurting.
I know,
especially when we printing the shit out of thin air.
Especially when some states, like, not every state has the same amount of state unemployment. Like, I know Arizona still has the extra. I mean, I don't think people are getting it yet. For some reason, there's always delays. For some reason, delays. But I know Arizona has, like, one of the lowest state unemployment amounts out of all states. And, like, it's just annoying and stupid. Like, the pandemic is not over. Everything is not back to normal. It's just, I don't know, it's just so frustrating and annoying that they're doing this. Like, they don't care about anyone's situation. Like, not everyone on unemployment is just not wanting to work. Like, you can't just put a blanket statement or like act like everyone's in the same situation. Like, people will still need this money. It's not that much when you think about it.
Yeah,
300 it was not that much. Y'all are not breaking the bank, but like, it's coming from federal. That's the thing. Like, it's nothing out of state pocket. They just want people to go back to work for the low paying jobs.
It's ridiculous. It's just greed. That's why this country ain't never gonna learn, bro. The United States is never going to learn, ever.
America is ghetto.
It gets on my nerves.
Right. I see a lot of people like always share this analogy that America is just a first world country, no, a third world country in a Gucci belt.
Basically.
Not true. Basically. I mean, like, when you really look into the underbelly of how this country is run, like, we never prepare for nothing. There's no safety nets for anyone in this country. Everyone's poor. The wage gap is just increasing exponentially. Like, okay, well, how are we a superpower? Just because we have a big military, like everything else sucks.
That's the only reason why.
Everything else is trash.
Because we can just print money and do whatever the hell you want with it.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, that you bring up a good point about the money not even coming from the state. Like, why are you so bothered by people getting federal money? It's not even coming out of your pocket. I can maybe understand. I can see your point of view if it's coming out of your own pockets, but come on now, this is just ridiculous.
I know.
To me, it's just evil. It's just evil all around.
It's just a way to get their slaves back in line. Like they keep being slave to these companies, so that's the way to do it.
It's ridiculous, but that leads us actually into our next topic, because this shit is funny as hell to me, because I've been seeing on Twitter like all these businesses with signs on their door. Basically, some of them are like complaining or talking about they're closed because people were not showing up to work. There's like other like fast food places where like mass amount of employees have just like walked out on the same day too. Just because everybody's getting tired of paying, like you said, slave wages. You can't live off no $7.25 an hour, $8.25 an hour. I don't care if you went to college or if you got your GED. It does not matter what kind of education you got. Nobody should be paying $8.25. How is it any different with inflation on how they paid slaves a nickel back in the day?
Right. I mean, this goes into our next topic. I mean, let's just go ahead and just bleed it all into one. This is one big topic because, like I said, inflation was like one of our next topics. Inflation is rising, as well as the wage gap between the 1%, the middle class. Like the middle class is basically disappearing. Like people are on poverty wages. That's the thing. Like it doesn't matter. Like people are not lazy. Okay, people just don't want to work for nothing. Okay, and that's basically what we're getting paid lately. Like you're getting paid next to nothing when you really factor in everything. When you factor in inflation and then like housing markets going skyrocketing and then groceries skyrocketing, like literally everything is expensive. Like it's just because when minimum wage is created, there are literal quotes out there. Like the intention was to make a livable wage no matter what time it was. Like no matter even if inflation increases, okay, then minimum wage should increase to make it a livable wage. But now you have people out here brainwashed thinking that, oh, you just want to be lazy, you're just a moocher off the system. Like no, the intention is to give people a livable wage. And when you think about it, when we talk about $15 an hour, to like people want to raise that, even that is not what it should be. Like when you really factor in everything, like all the inflation numbers, you know what I'm trying to say? It's closer to like $20-something. So 15 is actually under that.
Yeah, to me, we just need a complete overhaul, and not even just the little $15 minimum wage they're trying to pass for federal employees and stuff, or even like some restaurant or fast food places. But if we really want to be real, we need to break it down by zip code. When you apply for your job, you got to put it on your zip code and your address and all that shit where you live. We need to take the average amount of the household, how much it costs to live just to pay your damn rent, and come up with a calculation on how much it's going to take to get paid per hour if you base it on a 40-hour work week to be able to pay your rent with your job alone. All the other stuff, that's extra. But at the very minimum, our jobs, we should be able to pay our rent with our jobs. Now, if you living way above your means, then hey, that's on you. But I mean, you got to have some responsibility in it too. But ain't nobody finna, them days of people slaving over $8.25 an hour, that shit's dead and gone. And it's y'all's fault because y'all created this mess.
Well, even the case of living beyond your means, like what is that nowadays? Because a lot of people are living beyond their means, but there's almost no other choice. Like apartments are expensive, houses are expensive. So like sometimes like what are you gonna do? Like you either have a choice between having like literally just a normal apartment that's not falling apart, or you literally go to like a trashy apartment that's falling apart. You know what I mean? Like terrible quality of life. Like people should not have to choose between having terrible living conditions or not. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but you don't have to have terrible living conditions to be living above your means. What I mean by that is there's people whose car payment is more than they rent. Don't be out here trying to street stun on everybody and flex on everybody, spending money on dumb shit that you don't need.
Right.
Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And trust me, there's some lazy niggas out there too.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was just like adding on to it because like a lot of people conflate the two.
Yeah.
Like the people, when I say that, I mean like the people that are like, that think us wanting to get paid a livable wage is such a radical concept. Yeah. They conflate living beyond your means is just living normal, trying to live normal.
Yeah.
So, how is it like such a radical thing? We want to get paid a livable wage.
It's always a certain demographic that says shit like that I see on Twitter too. But we already know who it is. Let's just make it known. The reptilians. The reptilians.
Not the reptilians. And it's just so stupid. Like, you hear all the time, if we pay people more, then all of our stuff is going to get more costly. Okay, well, that's already happening.
Yeah.
Like, that should not be a factor, because, like, for me, it's like, if people say that we can't pay people more because everything else is going to skyrocket, the price of everything, then you're kind of admitting to the system is messed up. Because the people in charge of making these prices, they're rich as hell. Half of them are billionaires. They're not going to notice a difference. It never comes out of their pocket, and that's the point we're trying to make. Like, it needs to.
Yeah.
But why do we have to pick up the cost for everything? It shouldn't be like that.
And really soon you can't even blame it on the inflation on of like meats and stuff. The meat short. I know you've seen like chicken wing shortages, and nigga, Chick-fil-A gonna be short on sauce. What? I saw that today online. I was hurt.
I'm asking for 3 sauces then.
I know McDonald's, they didn't even need a pandemic. I already know they've been short on their sauce and they ketchup. On the ice cream.
McDonald's does some other shit. They have no excuse, because like, you want an extra sauce at McDonald's, you're paying like what, 50 cents?
Like 25 cents. They actually charge you for extra stuff. It's ridiculous. But
always broke. So I mean, you saving money for never making ice cream. Look, I just want to talk about McDonald's. There's a worldwide epidemic with their ice cream machine. Why is it never working?
Ridiculous. But another thing that I thought was funny, and I'm glad that people are doing it, is the fact that since a lot of people have been working from home this past year and still working from home like me, some jobs are like starting to have employees come back to the office like full time like it was before, and people was like, nah, we ain't doing that, and they just straighten up quitting. I've seen like several cases of this online. I love seeing it. You guys are doing great.
A lot of these jobs, you don't need to work in the office. Yeah. If you can work perfectly fine at home, why do we got to go to the office?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, we understand there are some jobs where you have to be at a location, but how are these jobs out there? Why do we need to spend all of our time driving up there?
You don't, especially for people who work far away. Like me, my job is like, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, just to get there in the mornings. Right. And then another hour and a half just to get home because of traffic. I mean, that's like, what was it? Just the amount of money you save on gas by staying home. Like, it helps a lot. It makes a difference. Yeah. At least a couple $100 a month just on gas alone. And I can see, like, my job, like, we have on week and off week. So, like, one person, or you have to go into the office just one day out of the week, every other week. So basically twice a month you're going to the office. Like, I could see something like that. I don't even think we need to be there 4 days out of the week, or even do like 4 10s or nothing like that. Like, why can't we just work from home? I've gone to the office one time. Now it's to get a new upgraded laptop so we can have to use Microsoft Teams for like our team meetings and stuff.
Wow.
Have not been working in the office for over a year. So like, I don't understand why I ever need to go back. You can't tell me it's because, I'm a contractor, because that was your excuse before. But we've been doing a better job than we were when we were at the office, according to the emails y'all sent out to us about our numbers.
Right.
So why do we? Because I'm going with that, like, on Twitter. I'm gonna forward the email back. I'm like, this you?
Right.
Good job. It's your words, not mine.
Just send back the picture of that kid with the little face, like.
Yeah.
There's just so much that I feel like there's a lot that needs to change with the working system in America. Like, when you compare it to a lot of other first world countries or free nations, like, we're so far behind. We don't get anything. We barely get time off. You barely get maternity leave or paternity leave. Like, you barely get, PTO and stuff like that. Like, there's some other countries where it's mandatory. They literally get like a month or 2 off every year.
And then they be tripping when you try to use the PTO.
Right. They, like, some other countries, I forget what it was, but they'll get like a month. I think it's 1 month, maybe 2, but a month of vacation. That's not sick time. It's like straight up, you're off for a month. Go see the world, go travel, do what you want. Why can't we get that here?
Three, we're robots here.
Literally. But then okay, look, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Sorry to ramble on, but you hear people all the time say, "Oh, if you're not going to go to work, they're just going to replace you with robots, and they're just going to replace you with machines to do the job." Well, where are they at? Why y'all begging for workers? Where's the machines at?
This ain't Japan. Now Japan, they will replace your ass the quickest with a machine or a hologram or something. But in America, nah, nigga, we lagging behind.
Not a hologram.
Then little self checkout ones at the grocery store barely even work half the damn time.
And see this, I was talking about this earlier today. Okay, so I know it's kind of off topic, but it fits in with it. There's so many of these people in America, a certain demographic especially, that are so anti-immigrants and want all the immigrants gone, and they're taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs, and why do we have so many jobs that are available? They took our jobs.
Sorry, I couldn't.
You think no one's working now? There's no one to fill your jobs. Well, what about all the immigrants that do so much hard work in this country that they go unnoticed? If you just get rid of all of them, who's gonna do all that stuff?
Yep, that's true.
There's just so many factors. I'm over it.
I'm acting like Bernie Mac. America. Come on.
Like, if people are getting paid the same, if people are getting paid around the same or more on unemployment, don't blame them. Blame yourself.
Yeah.
What do you expect people to do? Like, especially because there's a pandemic also happening. Like, not everyone feels safe working. Like, what do you expect people to do?
Yeah.
Stupid.
And then it doesn't help when you have pipelines getting hacked with gas prices going up. And then let's talk about that for a second, because I've seen some wild videos on Twitter of people from a certain demographic hoarding gas. Like, I seen literal people like with grocery bags pouring gasoline in grocery bags and tying it up. First of all, what possessed you think that was a great idea? Another one I saw, they had the big, huge, like the gas tanks that they had filled up. It was at least like 6 of them packed in their trunk. Another person had like a big, huge, like a barrel of gas that they were filling up. Okay, it's like, what don't y'all understand? Did y'all skip school? Because it was my understanding that when there's a shortage of something, you should ration things out, not hoard it, because you're just making it worse for everybody else.
Yep.
And like,
and in turn, making it worse for
yourself.
Exactly. And in turn, you're making it worse for yourself, because once that gas runs out for you, what are you going to do then?
Exactly.
Stupid idiots.
And when it's in time of need and somebody knows that you have all that stuff, whose house you think people finna run up in first?
Right.
All right. Remember, karma is a bitch.
Why is this an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia coming to life? Remember that episode where they took gas and trash cans and tried to sell it around to people? It's like almost the same.
Oh, and now today, I want to say it was in Virginia. Somebody took a picture. The gas, it was an Exxon gas station, $9.99 for regular unleaded gas. No fucking way.
Nope.
Ain't no way.
No way.
For a gallon? Nah, bro.
Better use those Lamborghinis. Start walking.
That's crazy. And then some gas stations are completely out. So I know the longer it goes on, like, the worse it's gonna get. So and then we already know the food shortages. People are starting to stock up on dumb stuff at the grocery store again, so that's going to cause a food shortage.
With the gas, wasn't it because there was like a shortage of drivers for a while?
Yeah, first it was for the shortage of drivers, but then the pipeline got hacked, so they had to put it down. So you got two things right back to back. When it comes to compounding, we haven't even seen the worst of it yet. This is just the beginning stages.
I love these past couple of years. It's been a great time. Been a great time.
But anyway, moving on to our last topic. I saw this yesterday. One of my favorite college football quarterbacks of all time. His name was Colt Brennan. He played at the University of Hawaii. He was 37. He passed away yesterday. And it was a sad story because this guy, he was insane at the University of Hawaii. He set the all-time record for, was it most touchdowns in a career or in a season at one point. He ended up playing for the Washington Redskins. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 years, but he got in a car accident. And I want to say it was his hip or something like that. He broke and had a couple of different other injuries. He wasn't able to play football no more. And then just a couple of unfortunate events that happened to him, and he got like kind of hooked on drugs and alcohol, and he was trying to go to rehab, but he got turned down because they didn't have any room in the hospital anymore. So he went back to his hotel room that he was at, and he was with like a couple of people, and he was just found unconscious, and he passed away. Once they got him to a hospital, he ended up passing away. So rest in peace, Cole Brennan. I know you got a ton of fans out there. Gonna miss you, man.
It's a sad story.
Yeah, very sad. He could have been great, but it's crazy just because I remember watching him. He's only a year older than me, so like I literally been watching him since I was in high school, and yeah, I was kind of caught off guard by that when I saw it yesterday. I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw that, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Because I didn't even get an alert yet. But then when I started reading it, then that's when the alert started coming in. So, but anyway, next topic. This is a quick one. Friday, if you have HBO Max or if you want to go to the theaters, we got a new horror movie coming out, Spiral from the Book of Saw.
The Book of Saw.
With
oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. I didn't know it was coming on HBO Max too. So. Bloop.
Oh, I believe it's on HBO Max. I could have swore I read that. Well, I'll double check and make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out on HBO Max. But this is what like the 12th Saw movie like ever created.
I think what is it? Number technically like the 8th one. 8th really. So that's a lot, but I think this is like not a remake, but it's just like a
kind of like it's like a reboot / spin-off kind of from my impression. From what I read,
they say it's like a copycat Jigsaw killer, so it's not like the same guy from the old Saw. So that's kind of interesting. I watched the original Saw movie the other day on HBO Max, The Prepare. It's still a classic, okay? That's a good thriller. If anyone out there that doesn't like horror movies or gory movies, I know Saw has a reputation for being nothing but torture, but the first one is actually very different. There's really like you don't really see the torture happening, and it's really not that gory at all. It's really more of like a thriller, kind of like Seven.
Yeah, it's kind of like Seven, like a thriller, like a horror thriller, and then for some reason it started mutating into like torture porn.
Literally, all the sequels are just. I mean, nothing wrong with it.
But I'm excited for the movie because it's been a drought for horror movies this year, like really, really bad. And this movie actually kicks off like a run of horror movies for the rest of this year, really going into February. So I'm like super excited. And we got another one coming out in a couple weeks, Quiet Place 2. We'll talk about the upcoming podcast.
Do you think the Spiral looks good by the trailer? What do you think?
It probably.
Oh.
I mean, it looks like it could be good, but then it looks like a B movie too. But at this point, it doesn't even really matter. Just because this is such a drought, we're just gonna watch it anyway. I'm gonna come in with zero expectations, so that way I'm not like prejudging it. And then I'm sure next week we'll come back with our analysis on the movie.
We sure will. We will have our analysis, our review, our scores, everything. If anyone's looking for a good newer horror movie, I suggest one called Anything for Jackson.
Yeah, I've seen that's on Shudder, right?
Yeah, it's on Shudder. I think you can like even rent it on Amazon Prime. I think.
Yeah,
but I would say that's definitely one of the, for me, better newer horror movies that come out. Like last year, I think it came out. So check that out if you're in a drought.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I've seen that one. Anyway, we'll go to our last topic so we can get closing on the show. Back with the hot takes. My hot take for today is that summer is overrated. Like even when I was a kid, the only reason why I like summer is because I didn't have to go to school, so I couldn't stay in school. It was pointless. But summertime as an adult is like super overrated. Number one, all these weird ass bugs just start appearing out of nowhere. You got wasps that want to just create nests in your backyard and entire colonies. Then you got these like, I don't know where y'all have, but here in Texas, in certain parts, we get these. I don't remember if I talked about it before. It's like these white fuzzy caterpillars that, like, if you touch it, they're just like poisonous. Yeah. Like, they're all over the freaking place. You open up the door and then they're like on the like on the walls, like crawling on the doors, crawling on the concrete.
Oh.
You can see like the eggs in the tree and the wind blowing. It just blows the eggs down like constantly. It's so ridiculous. And then especially in Texas, it's super hot. We have to have the AC on like as low as it can go just to keep the entire house cool. And then your electric bill is like damn near $400. Like
I know, like, and
it's been low 200s, but now it's creeping up to that 300. Like the next one is gonna be like 3 something. I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean, look, this is a hot take that I can definitely get behind because, like you said, the only thing great about summer is like the breaks you get back in school days and everything like that. This hot, especially when you get hot easily, sweat easily.
Yes.
And you big too. Check on your big friends with big titties. It's hot out here.
It's me. I'm your friend. Check on me.
I am your friend. Okay, check on me, please, because this under chin sweat be woo. This was sweating underneath the folds and stuff.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. It really hasn't even started to get hot yet. I know it's still kind of spring, but I'm not looking forward because the bugs are already out. The big giant mosquitoes that we have here, they're like they looks like I don't even know what they look like. They're just mutated for some reason. Like, and then the inside of your car is just way too hot. And then you got the humidity mixed in with it too. Your food spoils faster if you don't keep it like your bread in the refrigerator or your vegetables and stuff like that or fruits. Like it's just really ridiculous.
So okay, wait, these caterpillars you're talking about, like literally if you touch it with your finger, they're poisonous?
Yeah, like the fur on it, I forgot what it does too. I don't think it's like life threatening, but you can go to the hospital for it. From what I read, I've never seen these caterpillars before. The place that I'm at now, like, what was it last year? It's the first time I saw one, but the one I saw, it was like a black one. It's the same thing. They're just big and fuzzy and black. Never seen it before in my life. But they're poisonous if you touch it. And then they have the little white ones too. The white ones are just a lot smaller, but there are way more of them. I got some pesticide to spray all around the house, and I haven't seen them since. And that was been a couple days ago. The only good thing is the birds eat the eggs, so the birds be flying down in the backyard, like picking the eggs up and stuff. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, get a bird.
I know,
right? My little hot take for today is that road trips are very overrated as well. They kind of suck, and I don't understand why people get so excited for it. Like, okay, I can kind of side with it because there's been a couple times like, oh yeah, it sounds kind of fun, but look, I'm scarred because we did a lot of trips, a lot of road trips from Texas to Arizona
to Virginia, Virginia to Texas.
I'm like, where's the fun? Just cramped up in there, stinking. Just
yeah, especially if you tall or you're a little big, you like your knees be all up against the chair. And you stashing there for 18 hours. You got to use the bathroom. It's
and I definitely get a lot of anxiety.
Songs over and over and over. It's like the Twilight Zone being road trip. If you go ahead.
I'm getting anxiety like when you go through like those random small towns with like population of 3. Like if our car break down.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. The only thing I like about road trips is the snacks. The snacks be on point. And the Dairy Queen stops. But everything else, especially if you're traveling with little kids, like especially like babies or something like that, they take Dukes, diaper be stink. Like it's trapped. The smell's trapped in the car. It's like you never know if you're gonna have like a mechanical problem with your tire or anything like that. It's like if it's a short 4-hour, 4.5 hour, something like that, 6 hours tops. Anything beyond 6 hours is just too much.
Is a no-go. Yeah. Fly me out. I'm trying to get flued out.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for today. Once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and comment. Like if you're watching on Facebook, please share, like, comment. Don't forget the products. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the show. We got the beard balm, the beard oil, coffee mugs, the candles, the t-shirts, the books. Buy all the shit. You got anything else for us?
No, just watch Black is King on Disney Plus.
Playing Resident Evil 8 is scary, y'all. Trust me. Play with the headset on. It's insane. That'll be it for today. I'm your host. I almost said the co-host. I'm your host, Rick Reese.
Your
We out.
Bye.
Bye.